Ready to launch your instructional design business website? Well, in this video, I am going to break down the 4 things that you need to put on your website. Hi friends, I'm Vanessa, the CEO of Anchor Training, and on this channel, I help aspiring instructional designers and e-learning developers just like you get off of the sidelines and get into the L&D game. So today, let's talk about building your website. I know that one of the toughest things in the beginning of instructional design is figuring out where to start and what you need. And one of the things that you're going to see is whether or not you need a website. Short answer, yep, you do. And so you go out and you buy your domain name, and then you're just staring at a blank screen or like a blank space. And it's hard to figure out what you want to say, how you want to lay things out, and even what is it that you need. Is a portfolio good enough? And in my experience, yeah, you could get by with just a portfolio and nothing else about you. But if you really want to level up and take your game to the next level, you're going to need to include a couple of other pages. So I'm going to break down just the things that you absolutely need. Anything else, so like other things that you see in my website that I'm not mentioning, those are just additional pieces because I'm a little bit farther along in my journey. But to start out, these are the things, these are the basics. First things first, let's talk about your homepage. So at the top of the homepage, you should have some sort of question. And it should be something that draws in, a potential or your ideal client or employer. What's something that they're wondering? Why are they going out and looking for your website or looking for your services? Why are they on your website? Pick a question that you know they have asked themselves and that they're looking for. This should tie back into your niche statement. And that niche statement right after that question should be the next thing on your website. So who are you? What is the problem that you're trying to solve for them, and how you're going to help them? Now, if you need help creating that niche statement, click the link up here and it will take you to my video on how to create an instructional design niche statement. Back to the website. So you've got your question that they're pondering, then you have your niche statement. This is going to just tell them right off the bat whether or not this is the place they need to be. The nice thing about it being right at the top and at the beginning is it gives them that assurance that they're in the right place and they're not wasting their time. So on this page, another thing that I want you to do right up front, right at the beginning, is put a photo of yourself. So many of us kind of hide behind the scenes, or we hide behind the computer, and we don't think to put ourselves on the website and, put our face right on the front page. And last year, I started working with a brand consultant to, we're redesigning Anchor Training and giving it that second life and kind of where I wanted to really see the business grow. If you saw my first website, it was not reflective of me at all. It was reflective of what I thought clients wanted to see from someone, from an instructional designer that they're looking to hire. It was navy, it was plain, the imagery was not really related to me or instructional design or really fun, engaging, or modern in any way. It was partly also slapped together because it was like last minute. I decided, okay, well, we're just going to do this thing. We're going to go full time. And so I didn't really put the thought into what I was putting out there on my website. I was also so busy with other freelance work that I didn't really think that it was going to be that important. Cut to now where I'm really going out there and trying to make a name for Anchor Training, and that website didn't really help me, and it could have helped me a lot more in the beginning. But don't worry, I'm saving you from that. So put a picture of yourself. Make sure people know who you are because they're going to your website. They want to connect with people. So people buy from people. People hire people. They don't hire an ID robot to do their work. They hire someone that they know is going to provide them best in class service. They're trying to hire someone that they know that is capable to take their problem and help them solve it. And so by being able to just show your face right at the beginning, let them know, hey, it's me. This is who I am. And this is my site and this is what we're all about. that's just going to put you up above a lot of other people that are applying to these positions, either because they don't have a portfolio, they just use their portfolio, or you're not really sure who the person even is behind the website. And I just think that it helps take you to that next level. So don't be afraid and show your face. So on this page, I also want you to put a quick blurb of the services you offer. So when you go to my website, you'll notice that I do have my services. I have a page for my services, but I also have them listed on my homepage. Reason for that is that this is just a quick glance of these are the services that we offer. On my services page, we actually dive deep into what that really means, and I speak to the problem that customer, that client is having, and why they may reach out to us to complete, consulting or to purchase, done for you course development and things like that. But on the homepage, I just want to grab their attention and make them want to know more about me and my company. So I just put like a little icon and then the service. And then if they want to know more, there's a button to take them to the services page where I really talk about what it is that we're doing, what it is that we can offer them. And I talk to the problem that they're having. So on your homepage, one of the things that you definitely want to make sure that you have on that page pretty frequently are calls to action. And these are buttons or links that they click on to learn more information about you or to contact you. So you'll notice that on my site, I'll have a button that says, schedule a consultation or contact us. Then I'll have a button after our services that says, hey, do you want to know more? Click here to, learn more about our services in depth. We have links to different pages of the site that resonate more with, what they might be looking for when they're looking at that section. That way they don't have to kind of poke around and wonder where it is that they could learn more about it. It takes them and it just gives them a better experience to be able to just right from where they are interested to learn more about that service that you offer, or they are ready to book or want to, schedule consultation with you. There's a button that takes them there. Also have a button that takes them straight to your portfolio. And that's a really great way to get them over to that portfolio page instead of having to scroll back up to the top or try to find your portfolio in your menu of your website. And now here's a bonus addition to your homepage. Now, I know that if you're starting out in instructional design, you might not have this, but one of the things that you want to think about adding as you get more work and as you work with more clients or work with different organizations is you want to start building out a place for any past, clients or logos of clients that you've worked with, as well as a place for testimonials. This is like your place to shine, and your homepage is a great place for people to see what people are saying about when they work with you. Then what you want to do is make sure you have that call to action that takes them right to scheduling a consultation with you or contacting you, because they're going to see these really amazing things that you've done for past clients, and they're going to want to book with you, or at least see how you can help them solve their problem and really solidify your expertise and your expert status in instructional design. So the next page I want you to work on is your About You page or About Us page. And this is the page where you are going to talk to your potential client or your potential employer and let them know who you are. So on this page, so for us, it's about us because, I have a lot of people that I work with. So on projects, I'm not necessarily always the lead instructional designer. And I want to make sure that on this page, any potential clients know what services that we offer and what skills that we have, right? So we do use tools like Camtasia. We do use Storyline. We use Rise, all of those things, questions they have. In case you have not noticed, I love to answer questions for people before they have them. I love to give them all the information they need to make a decision. So when they're coming to talk to us and to, talk to us about working on their project, we can really get down to the actual project. By the time you've looked at our website, you've seen our reviews, you've seen our portfolio, you know that we're capable to take on your project. Now it's a matter of, let's talk about your specific needs. I don't like spending initial calls really bragging about myself, sharing a ton about Anchor training. I want to know more about you as my potential client, what problem you have, and then we'll talk about how we'll partner together in order to solve that problem. So I like to do that, and it gives, the client just walks away feeling like I did not spend, an hour bragging about myself and talking all about myself, we spent time even starting to talk about how we're going to solve their problems. So they feel like, okay, this is a partner that we can have that will put us first and come with solutions, and really work together. So that's a total like tangent, but that's why I like to put a lot of information on my website, and on the About Us page, I have the tools that we've used, as well as the industries that we've served. And I know that instructional design, it could be difficult because at the end of the day, really, I could train you on almost anything. And so that is a difficult part of instructional design, because people are like, well, is she going to be able to do, a soft skill training, or is she going to be able to, speak to the aviation industry? Well, yeah, I can. And I've worked in them. So it kind of helps answer some of those questions. But the big thing on my About Us page is my bio. And this is where I'm able to, share more with potential clients or potential employers, and you're able to give them kind of a sense of who you are. And one of the things is you should make it personable. Your About You page shouldn't necessarily just read like a bio you can pull from anywhere. So if you notice on my website, you'll have like my bio that I use just about for, any speaking engagement and things like that. But I also have my fun facts. The other thing that I include in my bio are things about me that aren't necessarily work related. So again, we're not ID robots, and no one wants to hire a robot. They want to hire a person. So that, if you post, a couple of things that are, hobbies that you have, your favorite pastimes, organizations that you're involved in, how you love to give back, those are things that are not always posted on, a website for an instructional designer. And they're going to notice those things. Maybe that's something that they have in common with you, and you're going to stick out in their mind. So the goal is for you to stick out in their mind. Think about how many people apply to these instructional design jobs. If you can infuse yourself in all these different pages, and you can infuse more of your personality, you infuse your photos, then you're able to stick out a little bit more, and you're a little bit more rememberable. And that's really the game in instructional design, especially in freelance, is, leaving a mark, making sure that you stick out for all the right reasons. So people want to, come back and have a conversation with you and learn more about how you can help them. So on my About Us page, you'll see a little bit about me. You will see my, organizations that, I volunteer with. You will see information about, things that I'm passionate about. You'll also see a picture of me and my kids, and that is because that's a huge part of my everyday life, and that's just, at some point, if we're going to work together, a kid's probably going to pop into a meeting, or we're going to talk about it. And I don't hide behind the fact that I don't work as if I don't have kids. It's clear I have children. And at the end of the day, if you want to know, my why I'm in instructional design, why I love this field, and why I do what I do, why I started the business, well, that is it right there. It's staring at you in the face. I mean, obviously the other reason is world domination. But after that, it's Giselle and Gianna. Those are my two reasons for building this business and creating something bigger than myself. And that's a personal connection with clients that a lot of people aren't going to put out there. So, of course, one of the big things that you'll see on my site as well that, is super fun for you all, if it's something that you want to take, are fun facts. So I love fun facts. I usually start all my trainings with fun facts. So I posted 5 fun facts about myself. So you walk away knowing a little bit more about me. And it's something that, I actually even put a call to action in there. And I think my 5th one says something to the effect of, that you'll usually find me binge watching something on like Netflix. So shoot me a message on Instagram or Facebook with your recommendations for a great show to binge. And that encouraged people to now look for my social media and connect with me that way.
Clever girl.
And it's just a way that, I can be a little, we can now connect through, them following me on Instagram or through us connecting on LinkedIn. And they'll now see my posts. They'll now see more about what I have to say about instructional design and things that, have been, projects that I've been working on and great highlights that it's going to have them want to work with me because they're going to constantly see, more about me other than just that moment that they were looking at my website. So little things like that are helpful to just get people to know you better, and make you look more like a person rather than an ID robot. Drink every time I say ID robot. Actually don't, because you could die. Anyway, but it's also a way to get them to connect with you outside of your website, where you can continue kind of having this conversation about the problems that they're having and how you're going to be able to solve them. So on this page, this would be a great page to put your contact information as well. So, if you're starting out in ID, don't worry about having an intake form or a, Calendly link. Just put your email address, and that is perfectly fine. So the final thing that you should have on your website is your portfolio. Can you get away with getting an ID job without a portfolio? Yeah, you could. Do I recommend it? No. More and more people in this industry are coming with portfolios. And if you don't have one, it just, especially when you're starting out and you don't really have a ton of experience or other people who know what you can do and know your work, or even have work to share, it just it puts you lower on the list. A lot of times, some people will not even interview you if you have not submitted a portfolio. So put it on your website, make sure it's up at the top, down at the bottom. You have calls to action to view your work so they can see, what it is that you can do. Another thing that you should be including in your portfolio is a case study. So each piece that you put on your portfolio, just share a quick blurb about that project, right? What is it that the problem that you are trying to solve? Any challenges along the way? How is it that you came to providing this solution? And then sometimes, we all know that we work on teams and you may have just written the storyboard or you may have just done the development. Share that. Share what your part of the project was, whether it was the whole thing or just a piece. That's what people are going to want to know, because a lot of times they're going to look at it and say, okay, this looks great, but what did you do in order to make this? Either did you do the whole thing, or did you write the storyboard? Did you just write the facilitator guide? All of those questions. So that case study, again, like I love to do, is going to answer those questions for them. If you want more information about how to even start a portfolio, click the link right above, and that will take you to my 5 tips to create your portfolio. So my final tip for your website is just to be yourself. If there is a certain type of project that you don't want to do or an industry you don't want to work in, don't speak to those industries. Make sure that you're not, if you don't want to get into gamification and that's not your gig, don't put a piece about gamification or talk about it on your website. Make sure that it speaks to the type of work that you want to be doing. If you want to be doing more instructor-led or virtual training, talk about that. Have a reel of, you presenting or you, doing a training or a mock training and things like that. All these things that you can do is a way that you can elevate yourself on that list of potential contractors or potential employees that they'll work with. But also there are little things that go above and beyond. And again, answer questions before they even have them. And I think it was Seth Godin that said, if you write like you're talking, you're never going to have writer's block. And I can attest to the fact that that is true. So when you sit down and you write your website, just let it flow out of you as if you were talking to a friend or a potential client or a potential employer. I can fill up, our website with even more content. When I sit down and I start writing even scripts for YouTube videos, I will just start writing as if I'm talking and I'm teaching someone this or just having a conversation with someone that's interested in what they should put on their website. That helps me get everything out. I don't worry about how it sounds, if it sounds professional, if it's if it's how that that potential client or that industry would say these things. Worry about that later. Worry about just getting you onto the page, onto the website. And one thing I have to say that people have said to me in the past is they went through my website and they met me, and the thing that they said, the one word that came to mind for them when they looked through my website is authentic, which I was like, thank God, because that's one of our values at Anchor Training. But that was exactly the feeling I wanted to invoke when I was writing my website. I didn't want to make it seem salesy because that's not me. I didn't want to make it seem too uptight and corporate. I wanted to just have it be how I am, which is a little bit, sometimes, super professional, sometimes not, somewhere kind of in the middle. I'm just, a regular human being who just really likes instructional design. And I wanted that to come across. And I wanted it to come across as I'm here to serve you. Because that way we can build a relationship together. We can build a partnership together. And I'm not here to try to elevate my business. I mean, I am obviously, but I'm not here to worry more about my business. I'm here to worry about your business and your needs. And I'm here to help you solve your problems. And that comes across and people will relate to that. And those are the types of things that people remember. Okay. So let's just break it down real quick again. So what you're going to do after you buy your domain is have your homepage with the problem that they're having, the problem that you're helping them solve, your quick services, and some calls to action. Make sure you put your About Us or About You page and make sure you're on the website. Then make sure you have your portfolio linked as well and your website is good to go. Over time, you may add things, you'll refine things, but this is just a quick way to get you started so that you can build your presence online. Okay, so you ready to hit the ground running in freelance learning and development? Well, click the link down below to download my free 6-step blueprint to help you break into L&D. Friends, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!